Straight ahead on WBKB, Johnson & Johnson rolls out their COVID-19 vaccine.
Plus, the DNR is looking for feedback from anglers, and Alpena Community College has received a grant for remodeling.
You're watching Thunder Bay News Network. WBKB News at 6 starts now.
This is WBKB News at 6. An in-depth look at news, weather, and sports. From hard-hitting news stories to local events, we're there with coverage you can count on. You're watching WBKB News at 6.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Stewart.
And I'm Tyler Cruz. Johnson & Johnson is already rolling out their COVID-19 vaccine. 4 million doses of the vaccine are shipping across the country this morning, just days after FDA approval. A spokesperson for Johnson & Johnson expects shots in arms within 1 to 2 days. There's a limited supply for now, but the company is aiming for 100 million doses administered by June. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine is the first single-dose vaccine available in the United States. Its final trial showed 66% efficiency preventing moderate COVID symptoms, and it is 85% efficient in preventing severe symptoms.
Multiple countries are asking for help from pharmaceutical companies in the U.S. Across Africa and Southeast Asia, government officials and various aid groups are calling on pharmaceutical companies to share vaccine information. The Associated Press says 3 factories outside the U.S. and Europe could mass produce vaccines on short notice. However, they lack the blueprints and technical know-how. Nearly 80% of the vaccines so far have been administered in just 10 countries. And COVID-19 has claimed 2.5 million lives globally as we approach the 1-year mark of the pandemic.
Alpena Community College has received a grant to help renovate their manufacturing and welding shop. WBKB's Stephanie Minichi has more.
The $2.4 million grant was received from the Economic Development Administration. President Don McMaster says this will help teachers better prepare students for gainful employment.
There's a lot of welding and manufacturing that's done in Alpena County and the surrounding region. It's manufacturing is a very thriving sector.
The grant, along with a $600,000 local investment, expects to retain about 275 jobs and generate $15 million in private investment. Program advisor Tim Rotz says the lab is approximately 40 years old and there's really been no improvements to specific parts.
The infrastructure, the ventilation system, that's all very old and antiquated, and there's been a lot of new advancements in technology and filtration and safety.
Instructor Andrew Pad shares the type of job opportunities students are prepared for.
Well, this program is pretty wide-reaching. You're not looking into just one potential. When you graduate here, you got not only machine tool, manual machining, CAD, CAM. I also have the apprentice that this will affect.
Dr. McMaster says Besser Company, along with a few others, has been a big support of employing graduates. McMaster says getting this grant was a collaborative effort of both Pad and Rotz, but he also thanks other staff members Don Stone, Nick Breggy, and Steve Fosgard. In Alpena, Stephanie Minichi, WBKB News.
And thank you for that, Stephanie. The renovations are expected to take place in phases.
As we kick off Women's History Month, Habitat for Humanity has an opportunity geared for women. The organization is offering virtual programs called Women Build. The week-long event is part of Habitat's International Women Build Week in partnership with Lowe's. From mortgages to building a home, tools and repairs, the program helps women secure their place in home ownership. The staff at Alpena's Habitat for Humanity office say learning these important skills is empowering to women.
Gives them, I think, the confidence and independence that some are looking for. I mean, that can be very overwhelming. Like Ted was saying, that not even realizing how to fill out a mortgage, being afraid to fill out a mortgage because maybe their credit's not great, you know, and not knowing what to do.
And if we can show them and lead them and promote this is good for all of us in our community.
The 2021 event starts Monday, March 8th on International Women's Day and runs until March 15th. For more information on the virtual meeting or about the Women Build program, you can call Habitat for Humanity, and we will also have a link to this story posted on our website.
That's pretty cool.
Very nice. Yeah.
The Department of Natural Resources is looking to manage the walleye population this year. A draft of the management plan for walleye in Michigan's inland waters was released. Public feedback is encouraged through the month of March. Seth Erbst is leading the charge for the DNR. He says walleye provide much more than a fun afternoon on the lake.
The biggest benefits is it's a top predator, so oftentimes it'll keep our panfish populations or prey fish populations in check.
The plan focuses on inland waters and habitats, stocking walleye in strategic locations.
So stocking in areas that are suitable for walleye populations, making sure that regulations are in place to help maintain or enhance walleye fisheries, so making sure that not too many fish are being removed.
Without walleye, Erbst says the other fish we reel in could be smaller.
A lot of times if a predator population isn't in place, there'll be overly abundant and stunted panfish populations.
Part of the DNR's management of walleye is stocking the fish in smaller bodies of water called rearing ponds. These ponds are used to raise walleye before stocking them throughout the state. One thing you can do, besides having fun on the water, is provide some feedback.
And giving us a good understanding of what they're catching and what their interests are in terms of walleye fishing.
And before we let Seth go, we asked one last question. When's the best time to fish for walleye?
Would be that late May through June timeframe, where this fish species wants to gain as much energy as possible, and really they get into an aggressive feeding pattern.
And we'll have a full link to the plan and how you can provide feedback on our website. Michigan residents can apply for fuel wood permits at no cost as well. The DNR says the pandemic influenced the decision to eliminate fees. The department wants to make it easier for people experiencing hardship to get firewood for the heating season. The permits allow holders to cut limbs from fallen and dead trees in approved state forests. This is the second year in a row the DNR has made fuel wood permit free. You can find more information about the application process on our website.
The MLK Committee of Alpena is hosting its next virtual book discussion Tuesday evening. The Girl in the Photograph is the book selected this month. It tells the true story of a Native American child lost and found in America. The discussion takes place over Zoom beginning at 7 p.m. To request a meeting link, contact the MLK Committee of Alpena. We will also have this story posted on our website. Very fascinating story. Yeah.
I should read it.
Yeah, for sure. More news ahead for you here on WBKB. Coming up, one Alpena native got some national attention this morning.
Pretty quickly, morning temperatures will rise into the teens and 20s. By the afternoon, we're heading up to the upper 30s. So we have some warmer temperatures on the way for tomorrow, along with some sunshine expected. I'll let you know how long all of that's going to last later in the newscast.
And thank you for that, Ellie. Survive the winds tonight. We get to see the sun tomorrow. An Alpena Navy man played a role in a weapons seizure abroad. Rory Larkin, Petty Officer 2nd Class, was on board the USS Winston Churchill when it stopped 2 ships off the Somali coast in February. The Navy seized thousands of illicit weapons from the ships during the stop, including assault rifles and grenade launchers. Larkin says he's proud to be part of operations like these because stopping illegal weapons saves lives down the line. The stop was part of routine safety operations in the region.
Very nice. Yeah. Well, a shout out to Chelsea Dyer of Alpena. She was a contestant on the daytime talk show Live with Kelly and Ryan earlier Monday.
This is Chelsea Dyer from, is it Alpena, Michigan?
Oh.
Alpena, Michigan, who watches us on WBKB. Good morning, Chelsea.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
Dyer played Dance Party Trivia. She didn't have the correct answer, but she still walked away a winner today.
You are still going to receive a $500, you're going to receive $500 in cash.
That's what I mean.
Oh, great.
That's what I'm saying.
And you're going to be entered into our grand prize drawing to win $5,000 in cash.
Not so bad.
Congratulations, Chelsea. Very nice job.
I want to get on one of those shows. Always have.
Nice. Well, coming up on WBKB News, Ellie Morrison is next with your 7-day forecast plus the photo of the day. Stay tuned.
WBKB11.com.
Oh, Linda wasn't wrong. March 1st, spring is right around the corner, and it's Monday in sports, so that means top plays. Jake Vanderbrook is next with that and more, but first a look ahead. Jake?
Next in sports, we have your top plays of the week, so you don't want to miss that. Plus, Michigan men's basketball, they just keep climbing up in the AP Top 25 rankings. Where are they ranked now, and how did it happen? I'll explain up next in sports.
And welcome back. Hollywood hands out some big prizes in the 78th Golden Globe Awards, and relatives try to solve a family mystery 85 years later in a new docuseries on Paramount+. Chris Martinez has those stories and more in today's Eye on Entertainment.
Nomadland took home the prize for Best Motion Picture Drama at the 78th Golden Globe Awards. Borat's subsequent movie film won the Globe for Best Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. The prizes, awarded by the Hollywood Foreign Press, were handed out during a mostly virtual bi-coastal event over the weekend, with Tina Fey and Amy Poehler hosting the show from New York City and Los Angeles. One of Marvel's most unusual villains is getting the animated treatment in the upcoming Hulu series, MODOK.
Am I good businessman? Yeah, about that. We're bankrupt. What?
Patton Oswalt is the voice of the megalomaniacal supervillain who has long dreamed of conquering the world. But as his plans continue to fail, MODOK must face his greatest challenge ever, a midlife crisis. MODOK premieres on Hulu May 21st. And a relative tries to solve the disappearance of a family member more than 8 decades later in the upcoming docuseries, For Heaven's Sake.
We have a great mystery.
We're amateur detectives.
I can't say whether you're good detectives or not. You're cute.
Thanks, Bob.
The series follows the search for Harold Heaven, who disappeared from his cabin in Canada in 1934. Harold was never found. 85 years later, his great-great-nephew Mike will attempt to solve the mystery of what really happened. For Heaven's Sake premieres on Paramount Plus when it launches on March 4th. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Has been for years and still is.
Did you watch the Emmys?
No, I did not.
It was still a good show. Different, but still good. Well, that's all we have for you this evening.
You can read more about our broadcast stories and get the scoop on other news items online.
Just visit WBKB11.com for sports, weather, and news updates anytime, day or night.
And check us out on our Facebook page and Twitter handle at WBKB11.
Be sure to catch us back here tonight at 11 with Stephanie Manici. Have a great evening.